Hi guys, so I'm going to read Tales of Suspense number 39. So this is the first appearance of Iron Man. So it says, who or what is the newest, most breathtaking, most sensational superhero of all? Iron Man. He lives, he walks, he conquers. From the talented bullpen, where the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Thor, and your other favorite superheroes were born. So I'll also read Thor and Ant-Man's first appearances in the next few Marvel comics as well. So, yeah, well, I'm going to space it out with the Captain America one, so I'll space it out. Iron Man is born. Plot Stan Lee, script Larry Lieber, art Don Heck, lettering Art Simic. Watch his awesome approach. Listen to his ponderous footsteps as he lumbers closer, closer. For today you are destined to encounter the invincible Iron Man. At a secluded area sometime in the U.S. defense perimeter, there stands a closely guarded building, the laboratory of Anthony Stark. Boy, that guy Stark must really rate to get a 24-hour guard. He rates all right. The commies would get their eye teeth to know what he's working on right now. And inside, General, you'll see my tiny transistor increases the power of the small magnet so tremendously that it will open up that lock vault. Oh, come on now, Stark. That just isn't possible. Think so? There. I switched on the transistor. It's energizing the magnet. Click. The door. It's beginning to bulge. Naturally, my tiny transistors are so powerful that... Oof. They can increase the force of any device. 1,000-fold. Crack. Now, do you believe that the transistors I've invented are capable of solving your problem in Vietnam? So this was created during the Vietnam. Well, I think before, around the time troops were, or no, I think it was before troops started really getting into, but it was during the very early days. So I think John F. Kennedy was still president when this was written. So Stark, after what I've just seen, I'm ready to believe anything. Yes, it was an amazing demonstration, but now let us learn more about the man whose genius made it possible. Let us learn more about Anthony Stark, the one who's fated to become Iron Man. Anthony Stark, rich, handsome, known as a glamorous playboy, constantly in the company of beautiful, adoring women. Look, there's Tony Stark. He's the dreamiest thing this side of Rock Hudson. The Riviera was a real drag until you showed up, darling. Yes, Anthony Stark is both a sophisticate and a scientist, a millionaire bachelor, as much as home as in a laboratory as in high society. But this man who seems so fortunate, who is envied by millions, is soon destined to become the most tragic figure on Earth. Our tale really has its beginning halfway around the world, in a South Vietnam jungle, menaced by Wong-Chu, the red gorilla tyrant. Ha! I have brought another village to its knees. Now for a wrestling match. If any prisoner can defeat Wong-Chu, I free the whole village. Desperate to save their village, the strongest of the natives accepts the warlord's challenge. Ah, you are good, but Wong-Chu better. Another and another tries in vain. I am the strongest of all. Next to Wong-Chu, other men are but fleas. It is over. Now let us plunder this town, for none can stop the victorious Wong-Chu. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of the jungle, the red gorillas outnumber us. Our heavy artillery could beat them, but we can't just transport such big weapons through the dense jungle. So that's where my midget transistors come in, eh? Right. Thanks to your inventions, our motors are no larger or heavier than flashlights. Our men can carry them anywhere. Take cover. There's the enemy. You'll see your guns in action now. That's why I was sent here, to make sure they work as well as planned. If not, I'll fix them on the spot. Just look at the Reds' retreat. Stark, your weapons are everything we hoped for. Battlefield minutes later. The Reds never knew what hit them. But the jungle holds 1,000 perils, some natural, others man-made, and tripping over a small concealed string leads to disaster. Boom! A booby trap! Oh! Minutes later, Yankee civilian still alive. Him may be important official of the government. I bring him to Wong-Chu. Maybe get reward. Oh! Later at the guerrilla chief's headquarters. His papers reveal he is a famous Yankee weapons inventor. How is he? Bad. Much shrapnel near his heart. Impossible to operate. Cannot live longer than 1 week. In a few days, shrapnel will reach his heart. Then he will die. Nothing can save him. Bah, we can use his genius. Wong-Chu will trick him into spending the last days on Earth working for us. Is he strong enough now? Yes, he can work till shrapnel reaches his heart. We know you are an American weapons inventor. If you design powerful new weapon for me, afterwards I have a surgeon save your life. He's lying. If they could, they could do it by now. To be sure, I live long enough to design weapons for them. I know I've only days to live, but my last act will be to defeat this grinning, smirking red terrorist. All right, Wong-Chu, I'll do it. I knew you would not hesitate to betray your country to save yourself. Here room will you work. Plenty of scrap iron, plenty tools. This I promise you. I shall build the most fantastic weapon of all time. I'll build it all right, but it will be mine. Made for only one purpose, to keep me alive. Click. Every tick of the clock brings the deadly piece of shrapnel closer to my heart. I gotta work faster than I ever worked before. Can't afford a single mistake. Then on the second day of Tony Stark's race against time, this old one, Professor Yensen, once great scientist, now lonely manservant of Wong-Chu, will help you build weapon. No, I will never help the evil red tyrants. Never! Professor Yensen, in college I read your books. You were the greatest physicist of all. Then everyone thought you had died. I'd have been better off if I had. I was pressed into slave labor by the Reds, and when I resisted, Wong-Chu took me prisoner. No longer able to work in secret, Anthony Stark must reveal his plan to the aged scholar, the only human he dares trust. An Iron Man, fantastic. A mighty electronic body to keep your heart beating after the shrapnel reaches it. We just might succeed. Think what a creature we could create. What wonders he shall perform. And the Reds themselves gave us all the materials we'll need. Thus, the dying man's desperate race against time continues. I've done extensive work with transistors. I can design them in any size to perform any function. We shall use them to operate the machine electronically, to move countless gears and control levers. All activity must be coordinated perfectly. The iron frame must duplicate every action of the human body. It shall, my friend, it shall. This shall be the crowning achievement of my life. Hours pass into days, as the shrapnel moves closer and closer to Anthony Stark's heart. Yeah, I should have said this, but I don't think he's being called Tony Stark. They just call him Anthony Stark. They haven't called him Tony yet. I don't think the girls call him Tony. Oh, no, they did. No, never mind. They did. Okay. I'm an idiot. So, I can feel pressure. My time is running out. We must work faster. There, the self-lubrication system is completed. Just a little longer. You must have courage. And then, when the doomed American's condition becomes critical, when he can no longer stand, the life-giving heart of your iron body is ready. Quickly, clamp it around your chest. There, it is done. When I activate the machine, your own amazing transistors will furnish the power to keep your heart beating. You should live as long as the iron body operates. This generator will soon build up enough energy to furnish all the power you'll need to move. When suddenly, the warning light we installed, it flashes. Someone is approaching. It must be Wong-Chu. If he enters now, all our work would have been in vain. Wong-Chu must be kept away until the mighty electronic body begins to power the heart of Anthony Stark. My life is no consequence, but I must gain time for Iron Man to live. Then, before the Reds can enter the room, the brave Professor Yensen makes one last desperate effort. "Death to Wong-Chu! Death to the evil tyrant! He has gone mad! After him! End his miserable life! He is of no further use to me!" Slam! Click! And thus the gallant... So it would be like bam, bam, bam. And thus the gallant Chinese scientist buys precious seconds for Anthony Stark, while the life-sustaining machine builds up more and more power behind the locked door. Bang! It is done. Drag him away. You will not have done in vain, my friend. I swear it. The Iron Man swears it. Then, even as Professor Yensen breathes his last, the electronic marvel begins to stir. The transistors have sufficient energy now. My heart is beating normally. The machine is keeping me alive. Alive! And the transistor-powered circuits are coordinating with my brain waves, just as any living human's brain controls his own body. But I'm losing my balance. Thud. I'm like a baby learning to walk, but I haven't time. I must learn quickly. I must get the knack of manipulating this massive, unbelievably powerful iron shell before the Reds find me, or else I'll be at their mercy. But the brain which has mastered the secrets of science is also capable of mastering its new body. And so, I have the feel of it now. I can stand, move, even walk without toppling. Meanwhile, outside the locked door, break it down, smash it! I must learn what has happened in there. Wham, wham. They're coming. This is my greatest test. Can the thing I created survive? The thing which is less than human, yet far more than merely human. This thing which is now Anthony Stark. Wham. My brain still thinks, my heart still beats, but in order to remain alive, I must spend the rest of my life in this iron prison. So I think originally they intended for Iron Man to always be Iron Man, like him to always be in the Iron Man suit. But eventually, I think in the second issue, they changed it. So it's just like he always needed his arc reactor charged up all the time. But they would keep his problems with his heart, but they get rid of him like always being in the Iron Man suit. That was only in this comic. But this bitter realization is suddenly interrupted as the Iron Man snaps back to reality. They'll soon be through the door. I must conceal myself until I can plan my next move. Fortunately, Yensen and I equipped my iron body with many attachments, such as these. I'll fasten these suction cups to my palms and turn on my transistor-powered air pressure jets. They work. They give me the power to soar into the air. They don't dream of looking up here in the shadows. The Yankee is gone, and he has built us no weapons. He cannot be far. Find him and dispose of him as you did with the other who dared defy me. They killed the professor, a man who has never harmed anyone in his life. The murdering swine. They'll pay for it. I swear it. Iron Man swears it. While you hunt down Yankee, I shall amuse myself at my favorite sport. Then seconds later, after the Reds depart, yes, Wong-Chu, amuse yourself while you still can, for our moment of reckoning is almost at hand. In the courtyard, ha! I win again! None can defy the mighty warlord. I say he is a coward. I challenge you, Wong-Chu. So yeah, him being in like the trench coat and that, it makes me think that like originally they were gonna have him in the entire Iron Man armor 24/7. That was the original idea. Like he wouldn't really have a secret identity, or he would lose it. But that wouldn't happen. Like I said, it won't. In the second issue, it's just his arc reactor was always the problem. But who dares speak thus to Wong-Chu? Show yourself. Let me see the face of the one I'm about to destroy. As you wish, tyrant. First I shall remove my clothes. Why do you stare, Wong-Chu? What is wrong? Have you never seen an Iron Man before? You are not human. You are a machine. And you are a heartless man of evil who is about to pay for his misdeeds. Then, before the startled eyes of the red hordes, two electronically powered arms seize Wong-Chu, lifting him easily as they would a toy. You are not facing a wounded, dying man now, or an aged, gentle professor. This is Iron Man who opposes you, and all you stand for. You make me lose face. I destroy you. Even you can be slain. Share guards. Open fire. Destroy Iron Man. It will take more than small arms fire to penetrate my cast iron body. Fang, kapow, kapow, pain. Get grenades! Bring bazookas quickly, you fools, quickly! But before the heavier weapons can be brought into play, I'll just reverse the charge on this magnetic turbo insulator, and use a top hat transistor to increase its repelling power 1,000-fold. There, reverse magnetism. It works like a charm. Panicked by the incredible demonstration, the guerrillas flee. Stop, come back! The magnet affects only metal. Sheer manpower can still defeat him. Rushing into the nearest building, Wong-Chu heads for the stairs. Upstairs there is a loudspeaker. And all this confusion and noise. They cannot hear me. I must talk over loudspeaker. Listen, my warriors. 10,000 yen to the one who destroys Captain America. Burke. I think yen was, is that Chinese or Japanese currency? I think yen's Japanese. Yeah, yen's Japanese, I think. I can't remember what the Chinese one was. I'm pretty sure yen's Japanese. I don't know what the Vietnamese. This is set in South Vietnam, so I don't know what their currency was. I think it was like the dong or something like that. But Burke, an easy matter for me to create electrical interference to drown out his words with static. And then to frustrate the warlord's efforts even further. Now I'll switch my own voice onto the loudspeaker. Desert Wong-Chu, flee into the jungle. What is happening? Those are not my words. None can defeat Iron Man. Flee before he slays you all. In panic and without leadership, they'll soon be captured by South Vietnam troops. And now to settle with Wong-Chu. He's locked that door, but it won't keep me out. My powerful transistors make sure this miniature saw inside my index finger container outperform anything a dozen times the size. Zzz. All right, warlord, you're finished. Come down here. You might terrify my troops, but not Wong-Chu. Take this, monster. Smash. Now to the order the execution of all my prisoners. He weighted each drawer of this cabinet with rocks. But no drawers filled with rocks can hold back iron limbs, powered by electronic transistors. Knowing he's defeated, Wong-Chu is trying to murder all his prisoners before he stopped. I cannot allow that. I'm free, but it took almost all my electrical power. I've got to recharge. I'm too low on energy to pursue Wong-Chu. Yet I can't let him get away. Wait, I have it. Unfastening his lubricating apparatus, the Iron Man squirts out a thin stream of oil. I estimated it just right. The pressure is great enough for it to reach the ammo dump. Guards! Slay the prisoners, now! And he lights it on fire. Boom! And he killed them. So seconds later, Iron Man has recharged his batteries, and then... I have set the prisoners free, and the Reds have fled in a blind panic. It's all over. Now, Professor Yensen, rest easy. You who sacrificed your life to save mine have been avenged. As for Iron Man, that metallic Hulk who was once Anthony Stark, who knows what destiny awaits him? Time alone will provide that answer. Time alone. The end. Don't miss more of Iron Man in the next issue of Tales of Suspense. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.